Hi everyone, and welcome to the Inside Guide podcast. My name is Marion, and my mission is to help you improve your relationship with yourself so you can improve your relationship with the world. Each week, I help you to empower your life, and I give you some tools so you can start to live your life based on your own choices. If you like the message that I try to share with the world, the best way to support the podcast is to share it with your friends, subscribe to the show, and rate it 5 stars on iTunes. Thank you for being here, and let's begin. How to develop self-leadership. Hello everyone, and welcome to this 21st episode on the Inside Guide podcast. Oh my god, it's already the 21st episode. Seriously, can you believe it? I just can't. Time flies, and I'm so happy for what we are going to talk about today. Self-leadership is such an important topic for me, and I know that you might think, okay, Marion, you say this every week, but it's true. It's just because everything that I'm talking about here is my passion, guys, and everything that I am talking about here, it's something that I have been working on for a while, that I'm still working on sometimes. Just, everything is based on my own personal growth journey. Everything that I am sharing with you is something that I love, is something that I am passionate about, is something that I'm working on. So yeah, I am just so happy for you. I feel so grateful for you listening to me each week. And each week I see the podcast growing. So really, really thank you. It is thanks to you. And I couldn't be more grateful today. Okay, so with this being said, let's begin. It's been raining since a week, so I hope that you won't hear the rain too much. I try to be closer to my microphone so the sound is a bit better. But yeah, if you hear the rain, that's it. That's life. I am living in a tropical, wonderful place. So happy for the plant growing and being so green all around us. Okay, so in our day-to-day life, we are influenced by our environment, and we are influenced by many things around us. The first thing that we are influenced by is the society, obviously. We are constantly being distracted. There's many advertisements, there's lights, people everywhere, notification, interaction. It can be overwhelming sometimes, especially at the beginning when we first take this step back and realize how much we are influenced by all of this. The second thing is our personal environment, obviously, our friends and our family. Unconsciously, many people influence you, and not always in a positive and constructive way. There's many people around us that, love us and try to help us by giving us their opinion and what they think about it and tips and everything. And sometimes I feel like people around us don't always realize that this is not what we need. Sometimes we don't need opinions. We don't need others' validation. Sometimes we just need support. We need to be listened. We need to, feel supported. Don't worry, you've got this. You're going to be able to do it. So yeah, we are influenced a lot by our relatives. And the third thing that can influence us a lot is technology. With internet and social media, we are constantly in interaction, and not only with just people around us. We interact with the whole world. We interact, and sometimes we can even compare ourselves, judge, and being like harsh with ourselves. So all of this, all those three aspects show how much influenced we are by the outside world, by the environment all around us. And my mission, one of my core values in my work, is to help you to be more independent. So this is why it was really important for me to talk about self-leadership today. So what is it? What is the notion of self-leadership? Charles Mans was the first man to use the term self-leadership in 1983, and he described it as a comprehensive self-influence perspective that concerns leading oneself. So self-leadership is the art to lead ourselves. To me, it's the fact to intentionally influence my thinking, my feelings, and actions towards my desires. It's also supporting myself in challenging times in a healthy way and taking accountability. So in other words, self-leadership is all about being a leader for myself and my life, constantly developing my inner world, like my mindset, and my outer world, like taking actions. And I feel and really think that the way we are being raised and educated doesn't make us independent. Like, no one teaches us how to rely on ourselves for our own happiness. No one teaches us how to be self-confident, self-aware, and how to master our emotions. We are educated in a way that makes us dependent from a system and from others. So I just want to say something about this. Watch out for this. A lot of people now become more aware that we are educated in a way that makes us dependent from a system and from others. And I just want to say something about this because I see it a lot around me, and I was a lot like this before. I tended to blame a lot. Blaming the outside, blaming the society, blaming the government, blaming. And I really understood that fighting isn't the solution. To me, at least. I feel like if I want to change something, it's not by blaming, fighting, trying to suppress, trying to avoid that things are going to change in a positive and constructive way. I feel like if I want to change something, my job is to educate. And this is what I am doing thanks to this podcast or my work. Because resistance attracts resistance. And so before, I was really upset and I was triggered so much by all of this. I was really upset with the society, with the government, with the way we are educated, with the way we are influenced so much by the outside world. And at some point, I was like, okay, I am just going to live in a cabin in the woods and I don't want to hear about anyone else in the world. But now, with time, since a few years, I really understood that it was not the solution. Thanks to many really wise mentors that I had on my personal growth journey, I really understood that the way to change the world in a positive way was first to change myself and to educate people around me. Or actually, not even always educated, because some people don't want to educate, and that's okay, but at least to be the example. Instead of just blaming, at least just to be what you see in front of your eyes and you don't want to see in others. Because I don't know about you, but I don't want to change something when someone makes me feel guilty, when someone points something about me that is not good. So maybe the solution would be just to show the example in front of others. And I want to add a very last thing, and it is that everything that you hear on this podcast is only out of my own reflection and my own opinion. I will always encourage you to have your own, to listen to your heart, to listen to what feels good for you, because no one else knows what is good for you. And now that I understood this, it doesn't matter that much. It doesn't bother me that much. Because I increased self-leadership, I can see the system around me. I can see people, I can see society in front of my eyes doing its thing, trying to maybe influence others, but it doesn't bother me because I am grounded, I am self-aware, and they can tell me they can do whatever they want. It's not going to change anything in my life, anything in my opinion. So I hope that it inspires you to do the same. If you feel like it triggers you, that you tend to want to fight or blame, things around you, maybe it's a reflection that you can have to yourself. Because when we want to develop self-leadership, often we hear about one solution. So the solution that we hear a lot is to change your environment. And I feel like this is really important at the beginning. Actually, changing your environment might be the first step, because when you feel like your environment doesn't really help you for your growth, it is actually necessary to take a step back, to change it, to just change your environment, try to go and live somewhere else, do something else, or maybe have new friends, or break up with a man or woman you are with. So everything around us influence our opinions, influence our mood, and sometimes influence our health. This is what happened to me. I grew up in a very toxic, traumatic environment, and at some point it was a matter of surviving that I had to live. So at this point, I really, really understand it. I get it. And I really know that sometimes it's necessary. However, at some point, after many years of working on myself and I changed my environment, I realized that, okay, changing your environment is pretty good, but am I going to do this my whole life? At some point, I realized that everywhere I was going, I was taking myself with me. So everywhere I was going, I was bringing my behaviors, my reactions, my thinking, etc. And also, everywhere I was going, I always met people that were not really healthy, or maybe jealous, or maybe mean, or maybe whatever. You will always meet people that will hinder you or influence you, not always in a positive way. So my other solution is actually to change the way your environment influences you. And trust me, this, my friend, is a game changer. It is so powerful, because when you decide that, okay, I had enough, I took a step back to really, rebuild myself, for example, understand myself better. I really took, a step back, change my environment, etc. But if you are like me and you don't want at some point to live in the cabin in the woods, then you become the main actor of your life. You go back to the driver's seat of your life, because you decide that you have a real control over your thinking, your reactions, and your behaviors. This is when you start to develop self-control and self-management. So when you change the way your environment influences you, you have a real impact on your life, regardless your environment, regardless your friends, your family, people around you. And this is very powerful. And if you don't feel like it, if you feel like it's not for you and you want to go live in a cabin in the woods, good on you. This is your life and no one has the power to say anything about it. So today I want to talk about 3 self-leadership attributes. The first one is a confident sense of who you are. Yes, here we go again, self-knowledge. And you might be like, Marion, I'm sick of it. You say that you tell about self-knowledge every week, and that's true, but it is essential. To me, it is the base. And you might think, I'm sick of it, all right? I know myself. And I want to ask you, but do you really? Do you really know yourself? Your life is controlled by more than 90% of your unconscious mind. And if you haven't done any type of shadow work, there's probably, let's say, 97, 98% of yourself that you don't know. There's a research that has been made by Dr. Ewicks on self-awareness. And she did it on thousands of people over many years. And this research showed that there are 2 kinds of people. There are the first type of people who think they are self-aware, and they represent 95%. And then there are those who really are, and they represent 10 to 15% of all those people. So it really shows that most of us are not enough self-aware. And even when we are, there are still a huge part of our mind that is controlled by our unconscious minds. So self-awareness is one of the most powerful tools in personal development. There's 2 kinds of self-awareness. So first off, self-awareness means seeing yourself clearly. So there is the internal self-awareness, and it is the fact of understanding yourself from the inside out, understanding your behavior patterns, how you react, all your reaction, your strengths, weaknesses, etc. And then we've got the external self-awareness. This is completely different, and it's a self-awareness from the outside in, meaning how people see you. So that's the first attribute to develop self-leadership, a confident sense of who you are. Self-awareness, self-awareness. The second attribute is taking ownership of what you do. So this is the fact of being self-responsible. And I feel like in our lives, most of us tend to blame a lot. We blame the outside a lot. It's not because of me, it's because of her. She told me this. It's because of he did this. He tried to whatever. It's because of the government. It's because of the society. It's because of social media. It's because of Instagram. It's because of technology. It's always because of something else. It's never because of us. And as I said before, no one teaches how to go inside. It's always about the outside. We are always constantly distracted by the outside. It's always a new couch, a new phone, a new laptop, a new product, a new makeup. It's never about going back inside and understanding and taking ownership of how we react, how we think, and how we feel. So if you want to improve your relationship with yourself, trust me, you have to go back inside and understand about you and become more self-responsible. Take ownership of how you feel. Self-responsibility It's becoming aware of your needs. And this allows you to create strong and healthy boundaries. It's about humility and vulnerability. And the thing is out, being vulnerable is seen as a weakness. We don't want to be vulnerable. We don't want to say, I'm sorry, that's my fault. To me, being vulnerable is such a strength. I love it. I love people. I feel really inspired by people who are able to say, I am sorry. You're right. I overreacted. I said things that I didn't think. I shouldn't have done this. I am sorry. Wow. I have always been super inspired by those kind of people. And the third attribute of self-leadership is being intentional about what you are doing and where you are going. We tend to live our life in autopilot mode. We get up in the morning and have the same routine, the same habits every single day. We get up, have a shower, have brekkie, go to work, come back from work, have dinner, and off to bed. And the next day is the same. We don't know why we do things. We don't know why we get up in the morning. We don't know why we have this friendship. We don't know why we have this loving relationship. We don't know why we do this job. For example, often you ask to people, why are you with him? Or why are you with her? Talking about their partners. And they just reply, because I love him, because I love her. And to me, this kind of response is not enough. If you want to live a meaningful life, you will have to start living an intentional life. So live with intention, my friend. Get up with intention. Eat with intention. Talk with intention. Think with intention. Act with intention. Dream with intention. Connect with intention. What is your life's intention? What is your why? Reconnect to your why. Why do you do what you're doing? Turn off the autopilot mode and go back to the driver's seat of your life. Take your power back. You know, most people do things just mechanically. They don't think about what they do. They don't think about what they think, about how they feel. And if you want to improve your relationship with yourself and the world around you, your relationship with others, and with just the world, with life in general, the first step is to turn off this button. Switch off and switch on the opposite. Stop living your life in autopilot mode. Start to live intentionally. And for this, I really recommend you to listen to the episode number 17, The Power of Intention, How and Why. I really explain everything about intention. So this is such an important attribute of self-leadership. And I want to finish this episode with a quote from Scott Belsky. And he said, such a powerful quote, self-leadership is about awareness, tolerance, and not letting your own natural tendencies limit your potential. So that's it for today. I hope that it really inspired you to develop self-leadership. It's not a skill. Everyone can develop it. And it is really my mission and my passion to help you become more independent, to become the actor of your life, the master of your life, to live an intentional life, to take ownership back of your emotions, your reactions, and really to know yourself. Thank you so much for listening. I do appreciate. If you are ready to make a real change in your life, I invite you to join my 12 weeks coaching program to help you improve your relationship with yourself, so you can improve your relationship with the world and empower your life. 12 weeks to become clearer, more peaceful, calmer, able to put things into perspective. 12 weeks to become self-responsible. 12 weeks so you can expand your mindsets, master your emotions, voice your needs and boundaries, and becoming aligned. If you are ready for this change, come on Instagram or Facebook and DM me Power. I will be honored to guide you on this path, and I can't wait to meet you.